Matthew Bailey Media here, and welcome to another live action TV show review. Now, I know I'm really late on this video, and I think it's been a little over a week and a half now since the show finished up, but I feel like, you know what, I need to get it out. I feel like now is my chance to get it out of the way, and that is, of course, my review on Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Yep, this is the latest installment to the Star Wars television series that have been coming out since 2019 with The Mandalorian. Now, unfortunately, the last TV show I reviewed for Star Wars was, of course, the god-awful crap that was The Acolyte. However, I will say this show was definitely an improvement on how bad the last show was. But with this series, Star Wars Skeleton Crew, as far as I know, it takes place after the events of Return of the Jedi, which is the 6th episode of the 9-episode franchise, and it's right before the events of The Force Awakens, from what I know. So basically, the whole series tells the story of these young kids who are on a planet known as At-Aten, and one kid wants to know what it's like to be on adventures out in the galaxy, and other kids just want to do what they're told. But when an unfortunate mishap occurs with these characters, they end up blasting off into space in the, like the catchphrase says, in a galaxy far, far away. And they end up going on these different adventures where they end up encountering pirates and mercenaries and a bunch of other random people, and then they meet this one character named Jod, who is played by Jude Law. And I won't, without giving away any spoilers of the show, when it turns out what his character's backstory is, I realized, oh my gosh, so clearly they don't know it. Clearly they did a good job setting up some things in the events of the sequel trilogy, even though the sequel trilogy wasn't as good as I thought it would be. The only movie out of the sequel trilogy I really enjoyed was The Force Awakens, which was the first movie to come out, so that makes a lot of sense. But when it came to this show, each of the characters I thought were pretty cool. Now, I was curious if we were ever going to see, like, different cameos maybe appear in this show, but unfortunately, we didn't really see any cameos from iconic characters that we thought we were going to, but I will say that Jod's character, Jude Law's character Jod, was, I think, the main cameo that we got in a way. Now, I did have a theory on who Jod was, but then I realized, wait a minute, maybe this isn't the same character that I thought it was after seeing another Star Wars show that was animated called The Bad Batch. There was, in the very first episode of that first season for The Bad Batch, there was a young Jedi Padawan who ended up escaping from the Clone Force 99, and then it turns out, who I thought was Jod in that episode, turns out that it wasn't Jod. So I guess I was wrong there, but this show, I will admit, it definitely was a lot better telling a story and not focusing too heavily on, like, different like political things, and there were a few twists and turns in the episodes that I thought were interesting. And again, the main thing I want to focus on is that it did not focus solely on different political story elements. Like there was one kid character does have two moms in the show, but they hardly ever focus on those moms at all. It's just the kid, and I love how they did that. Then there was, like, a few other things, like when it came to, like, the political handlings of different sides, when it came to the Empire, to the Republic, and we soon learned that the Republic, that we know that a lot of the credits that they have on the planet of At-Aten in this show were old Republic credits. So meaning before the events of the Empire uprising, like basically before the events of Revenge of the Sith. That's how we know that because another thing that was discussed in the show was that this planet at Aten and a few other planets were hidden from the world. Like nobody knew about their location, their existence, anything, because it was constantly covered by like some sort of protective shield or whatever that makes it look like a gas giant, meaning unlivable. So that was pretty surprising when I found out that was the case about this planet. And like I said, all the different characters, specifically the kid characters, were I will say they were a lot better than I thought they would be. Now, do I think this is a solid Star Wars show? Not necessarily. I thought it was definitely an okay show. It was definitely better than the dumpster fire we got with the Acolyte, but honestly, I will say I'm hoping the next thing I'm hearing we're supposed to get for Star Wars is Andor Season 2 and possibly Ahsoka Season 2. So we'll see how things go there, but for now, let me give you my rating of Star Wars Skeleton Crew. So for my rating of Star Wars Skeleton Crew, like I said, it was definitely not a bad show. It was not a great show, but I thought it was definitely an okay show. It was definitely a huge improvement from the last show, which was The Acolyte. Now, if I had to give this show a rating, I would say it probably deserves a 3.5 out of 5. Yep, 3.5 out of 5 is my rating of Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Anyways, that's all for now in this TV show review, and as always, I will see all of you guys in the next video.